Here, I just want to know how many Latinos in the crowd tonight? Now, notice I asked Latinos. I wasn't very specific. Because if you call a Latino the wrong one, there's an issue. You call a Mexican a Salvadorian, we get mad. You call a Puerto Rican a Dominican, they get mad. You call a Cuban anything but a Cuban, you're going to get stabbed. So for everyone here and everyone at home, I have found a way to figure out who's who. It's very easy. All you have to do is listen to the way the person is speaking Spanish. You don't have to understand a single word, just listen to the flow. That'll let you know. For example, Mexicans, when we speak Spanish, we sound high. Seriously, you ask us a question, we drag it out. Hey bro, how's it going?
Pues aquí nomás, hombre. Pues tú sabes, güey.
You know, Cubans, I found out Cubans, you guys speak Spanish, like everything means something. It's very serious. You ask a Cuban a question, bro, where you going? Al baño, coño, carajo, why you wanna know? Just asking, dude. It's like, why is he yelling? I don't know. And I found out Puerto Ricans, you guys speak Spanish like there's a time limit. Ask a question, hey bro, what's up? Oh, mírame bro, el otro día estaba con Hicho, me estaba platicando que chacha Benito, quiero saber lo que está pasando aquí nomás. Dame más gasolina. Just fast. Even Mexicans were like, hey, write that down. Quick. Another way is the beverage. The beverage will let you know who you're dealing with. For example, a Mexican's preferred drink of choice is tequila, okay? A Puerto Rican's preferred drink of choice is either Don Q or Coquito. Right? And a Cuban's preferred drink of choice is coffee. Now let me tell you how I know about this one. So a few years ago, Martina and I were doing a show at the Improv in Miami, and after the show was over, I was talking to Martina. I said, hey bro, I said, we got to try out some of this Cuban food everybody's been talking about. It's our first time here. And so we go outside to catch a cab, and when we got in the car, I figured something out, and that is that Cubans come in every color of the rainbow. Cubans and Puerto Ricans, you go from really, really white all the way to freaking navy black, just hardcore. Wesley Snipes, just dark, scuro.
El negro.
Hardcore, you know what I mean? I didn't know that there was such a thing as a black Cuban, because we get in the car and we're speaking Spanish, and this guy turns around and he's black and he's like, ¿Dónde quieren ir? Where you wanna go? I'm like, oh my God. It freaked me out. I thought the partition was tinted. I didn't know. So he's yelling at us, ¿Dónde quiere ir? I'm like, dude, why is he yelling? I said, listen, we want to go somewhere to get some authentic Cuban food. Where can we go? And then he takes us to this place called Calle Ocho, which, for everyone at home, Calle Ocho is Spanish for 8th Street, and it's an area where, you know, it's very authentic. And he takes us to this restaurant called La Carreta, okay? So you can't miss it. There's a restaurant on the corner with a giant wagon wheel in front of it and a huge rooster. I don't know what the rooster does, but look out for him. We walk inside, and I think, what was it, Martin, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when we went in?
Easy 3 in the morning.
Easy 3 o'clock in the morning. We sit down at this table, and we're looking at the menu. We're trying to figure it out, and there's all kinds of bananas and all kinds of weird stuff that I'm like, I didn't know that. Okay, bananas, fine. Okay, let's do this. And here comes the waiter, and the waiter's coming over, and he gets in my face, and he's like, ¿Qué tú quieres? And I'm like, I forgot. Why is he yelling? I don't know. I said, listen, bro, I'll tell you what, let me look at this menu a little bit longer. I think we need some time, right, Mark? Yeah, we were like, yeah, we need some more time. And I says, for right now, can I just get a coffee? And he's like, okay, un cafecito. And he walks into the kitchen. He comes back 5 minutes later, seriously, with a little coaster and a shot glass of coffee on the coaster. And he puts it down in front of me, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, what is this? Es un cafecito. I go, dude, look at me. I'm not a Ito. I'm a Ande. And then I started thinking, maybe he knows who I am. I get the joke. Bring the really big guy, the really little cup. You know what I mean? And I said, bro, what is it? I go, no. Bring me a full-size cup of coffee. Take this back. I was frustrated. So the guy's like, okay, and what you want? Okay. So he grabs it, all pissed off, and then he goes in the kitchen and he starts talking trash to one of the cooks. He's like, Manolo, allá afuera un gordo que dije que era cabezote, que no le cabía una problema allá. And then he comes back with a bowl of Cuban coffee, okay? And he puts it down in front of me and he won't leave the table. He's like, okay. And I'm like, okay. Oh, I get it. He wants me to make sure this is what I want, what I want, right? So I pick up the bowl and I take a little sip of it. And when the coffee hit my tongue, I was like, oh my God, this is the most concentrated coffee I've ever had. It was really, really strong. And then it clicked. That's why they bring you a little shot glass of this stuff. So now I don't want to look stupid making him take a bowl of coffee back in the kitchen. So I picked it up to my face again and I drank the whole thing. Well done. I knew I messed up, bro. I knew I messed up because the waiter looked at me and he's like, vaya con Dios. He goes back in the kitchen. This next thing I'm going to say is in no way, shape, or form political. So please don't take it that way. The vaccine. Look at some of you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it. Look at him. He's got booster written all over him. Look at him. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your bodies. I'm just here to share a story. I got vaccinated, okay? And I'm not saying it to get approval. I'm just telling you because, hey, look, I was 85% of the underlying conditions. At this point, I'm rolling the dice. Plus, I wanted to work. I got the vaccine, but it was one of those things where, in the beginning, when you wanted to get the vaccine, you couldn't just walk into a CVS. You had to make an appointment, and it was a drive out. You couldn't just show up, because I tried. Oh, I tried using the face. I'm like, hey. Apparently this only works at Red Lobster. Oh yeah, I could show up at Red Lobster at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. It's on. Do you have reservations? It's fluffy, make biscuits! But for the vaccine, no, I made my appointment like everyone else. It was a drive-out location, There's a little speaker box. May I help you? This is very familiar. Yeah, let me have a large vaccine. Pfizer, Moderna. I got a coupon, whatever's free. Pull up to the window. And then I pull up to the next window. And then a guy who's all covered up. He's got the whole, Then you give them your arm, and then they harpoon you, and they make you park your car for 10 to 15 minutes in case you have an allergic reaction. So I'm sitting in the car, and I got the radio going and the AC going, and I glance over, and I notice that there's people there protesting. And that's fine. Protesting is a right, and I'm all for it, okay? My problem is when protesters leave the sidewalk and get right in your face. So here's what happened. I glance over, I see the protesters, and I locked eyes with one of them. And I could do this all day. I'm in the car, right? Like, what? The lady who I'm looking at all of a sudden starts walking towards me, and I'm like, shit. She gets to my car, and she starts going off on me. And I have never had a complete stranger go off on me for no reason at all. She gets to the car, and she's like, you are so stupid. You are so stupid. How could you get the vaccine? How could you get the vaccine? You have no idea what you just put inside your body, dumbass. I didn't know what to say. I was like, bitch, I eat chorizo.
You have no idea what that vaccine has to work through in order to have any type of effect whatsoever. It's got to go through years with the chorizo, chicharrón, carnitas, carne asada, freaking hot dogs, bologna, spam, menudo, caldo de res. But I wasn't sure what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only good thing I can say about 2020 for me was the fact that for some reason I managed to lose 70 pounds. Thank you. Yeah, I lost 70 pounds. People ask me, what's your secret? I said, it's no secret. They closed all the goddamn restaurants. That's a secret. I didn't know how to cook. That was the secret. It was me at home with a Foreman grill making weenies. But yeah, we were on tour in Kalamazoo, Michigan when we got the news that we had to go home. And then we came home and we all turned on our TVs and we watched them lie to us. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy person, but they told us, remember? It's only going to be 2 weeks. That's it. They told us 2 weeks. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we'd just like to ask that you go home for 2 weeks. Be with your loved ones. Be with your family. Just 2 weeks while we figure things out. Dr. Anthony Fauci has given us some new information to go by. Just 2 weeks. That's all we need. Just 2 weeks. And I apologize for using the same stereotypical old white voice. But that's the one that they used. Because that's the one we listen to in a time of crisis. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, no hombre, cállate, shut up, mira. No más 2 weeks, okay? No más tú. You're gonna go home con tu mamá y tu papá. And if COVID come to the house, you tell COVID, hey, no está aquí, güey. Come back another time, it's okay. Just 2 weeks. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, I'll tell you what. That's what you're going to do, goddammit. You're going to take your ass home. You're going to hunker down. You're going to hunker down, and if COVID shows up at your front door, get her done right there to the face. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Just 2 weeks. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, all right, listen up. Okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go home. You're going to be with your family and them, right? And if, oh, you don't want to laugh at the black voice, huh? Whatever, that's your guilt, not my guilt. I'm fine. But yeah, just 2 weeks. That's what they told us. 2 weeks. And 2 weeks turned into 2 months, turned into half a year, turned into a year plus. And little by little, they told us who was most at risk for COVID-19. Come to find out, it's people over 45. Okay? People who are overweight. Here we go. Diabetics, no chingas, really? Most at risk, Latinos and African Americans. Bye, Felicia. I come to find out I was 85% of the underlying conditions. I understand that some people need to be held accountable, but And by the way, if I'm the one telling you about cancel culture, it's already gone way too far. Because I pride myself in the fact that I'm not a comedian who's divisive. That's why I don't talk about politics, religion, or sports. Okay? Because all three will divide people. That's why I talk about food. Because food brings people together. That's right, unless you're vegan. In which case, you can leave right now. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care if I offend you and your salad. You can leave. Bye. And the only reason why I'm so on the vegans is because I once was vegan. I know some of you are like, no. Yeah. I was vegan for a little under a year. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, that's not even, you weren't even vegan then if it was less than a year. But think about it. Anyone who has ever gone on a diet knows just how hard it is to change your eating habits for 1 week, much less a year. And they told me, they said, you're gonna lose weight. And they were not lying. I lost weight, patience, and friends. So I'm just here to let you know, I'm back. So, I almost got canceled. I almost got canceled because I posted a tweet of one of my dogs. Now, some of you already know I have 2 Chihuahuas. Yeah. You know, people watching at home, they're like, that's not stereotypical. Yeah, I know. I have 2 Chihuahuas. I have a little boy dog named Vinny and a little girl dog named Risa. Combined weight, 14 pounds. My little girl dog, Risa, she is 4 pounds and she's 17 years old. Yeah. Her anger keeps her alive. I will confirm every stereotype about Chihuahuas. Oh yeah, it's real. The rage is real. But with me, she loves me, okay? She's 17, she has no teeth, her tongue hangs out, she's adorable. So I posted a picture of her on Twitter with the caption that basically read, "Going to take my little nugget to go get some chicken nuggets." And then I tagged at Chick-fil-A. Okay, so yeah, you feel that? See how the majority of the room was like, that place is good, sucks their clothes on Sunday. And then there was a few of you in here and you heard the groan, yeah. Half of those people, vegans. The other half are the ones that blew up my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed started getting flooded with nasty comments. You're stupid, you're horrible, how could you? We thought more of you. Really, Fluffy, you? And I don't know what they're talking about. The problem with cancel culture is they only attack, they don't educate, they don't explain. They just attack. And they expect you to know better or understand them, but they're not willing to play nice. So here's what happens. I'm asking questions, no one wants to answer. They're like, Fluffy, you're horrible, you're terrible. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, really, Chick-fil-A? I'm like, I'm sorry, Popeyes was closed, I don't know what to tell you. They're like, you know what you're doing. I said, I am more hungry than woke. I don't know what you mean. And then finally, someone took the time to explain to me why I was wrong for that tweet. Come to find out that Chick-fil-A in the past has been known to make contributions to organizations that are a little out of line with the LGBTQ plus community. Now, forgive me for using my hand to get the letters right. I just want to get the letters right. I do consider myself a supporter. I'm a dork too. I don't know how to talk to women. And this guy always comes, hello. Girls go crazy. And ladies, I'm gonna tell you right now, if a pretty man is your thing, if a gorgeous GQ guy is what you want, then by all means, go for it. But I'm gonna let you know right now, in the long run, a pretty man is gonna do nothing but lie to you, cheat on you, and break your heart. That's why, ladies, you need to start giving guys like me a chance. That's right, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, the worst thing I'll ever do is have dinner without you. And everybody... Look at some of the girls. Everybody gives me advice too on the best way to meet that certain someone. You know, like my sister Emily, she always tells me the best way to meet someone is to go on the internet. She goes, go online, you'll meet someone. I'm like, I thought it'd be a good idea because my sister, she's cool people. She goes to school, she goes to church, she's nice. But I gotta tell you guys something, she's a freak. You know, you meet her in person, she's all sweet and innocent. Oh, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Bye. But you catch her online at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, man, she's like, I'm licking and sucking your toes. Ooh, do you like it? Now see, that's scary. It is, because I had no idea she was online. I was like, yeah, I like it. I was like, what's up? I see my sister the next day. She's like, I met someone. I said, me too. Check it out. I got some sandals. What's up? But you guys have to be careful. If you're going to meet people on the internet, be careful. Because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't. I went on a blind date with a girl who was half Sasquatch, half Chupacabra. Yes, some of the white people, Chupa what? It's like Bigfoot, only smaller. Like cousins, you know? You gotta be careful, because they'll throw these little mysterious words out there to kind of like, get you excited. Like this one girl, she described herself as bubbly, and I hear bubbly and I was thinking, oh my God, wow, really? Shut up, wow, really? Instead, what I got was... And I'm standing there. You have to be careful. And I said, you know what? Okay, maybe it's my bad luck. It couldn't possibly happen to me 3 times, right? So I gave it another shot. I went on another blind date with a girl who said she was a sexy Latina. I was excited. What's up? I get to her house, you guys. She was not Latina. Oh, no. She was black. Now, I didn't have a problem with her being black, but she specifically wrote out, I'm Latina. So I called her on it, right? I said, hey, girl, before we go any further, didn't you say that you were Latina? You know what she told me? She got mad. She was like, boo, I am Latina. Shoot, that's my name.
And that's another thing that's changed, you guys. My son Frankie is now 18 years old and 1 week away from graduation. You guys are clapping, but he's not leaving. I've already asked him, I said, Frankie, what do you want to do with your life? Have you thought about college? Just now. I'm like, Frankie, you do realize that all you need to do is get accepted. I tell a lot of jokes. I will pay for your entire college education no matter where you want to go. As long as you get accepted. What do you think about that? I say, if you want to go to school in California, we'll make it happen. You want to go to school out of state, we'll make it happen. I said, hell, I'll even do one of those international programs. You know, the ones where you give them one of your children and then they give you one of their children? What is it called when you kid swap? Thank you, sorry. That's right, exchange. Some of you are like, that's called human trafficking. Different program. I would love to do an exchange program with my son, but don't give me a regular kid. If I'm gonna do an exchange program, give me a kid from like a hardcore third world country so that he appreciates all the basic things most American children take for granted. That's why I say, give me little Tombutu. Give me Tombutu. I would love Tombutu, and Tombutu would love me.
Mr. Fluffy,
Yes, Tombutu.
I was wondering, what time do we go to sleep?
You go to sleep whenever you like. This is your room. We sleep next door.
All of this is for Tombutu?
Yes, all of this is for Tombutu.
In my village, 2 families sleep in an area this big.
Well, here in America, one big-ass Mexican kid sleeps right here. Enjoy. And then I would take him to like IHOP or Denny's and let him order whatever he wants and just watch him lose it. You know?
This is the Thanksgiving I heard of. Thank you, Mr. Fluffy. Thank you. If there is anything Tombutu can do for you, please tell me. Anything.
Can you help me take out the trash?
For you, I will eat the trash.
So during 2020, my dogs and I, the most normal thing we could do was just take a drive. Okay, drives, you could just get in the car. Nothing was open, but you could take a drive. And so we get in the car, and I put on this playlist and just drive. Eventually, we went out looking for food. And I know that sounds crazy to say it that way, but remember, 85% of the underlying conditions. I never once set foot in a market because I was afraid. All of my food came from friends and street vendors. Yeah. Yes, I support street vendors in case anyone's wondering. Because no matter what, they're working their asses off, again, trying to make a better life for themselves and for their families. After leaving a taco stand one night, I realized that a lot of people needed to step out of their comfort zones in order to find alternative ways of making ends meet. I made the mistake one night of assuming the guy working the stand was Mexican. He wasn't. I even spoke Spanish to him, which is a no-no. The rule is, when engaging a brown person, you must speak English to them first, and then if there's a language barrier, then you go to Plan B high school Spanish. You start off in English. Hello, sir, may I? ¿Qué? No entiendo. ¿Qué pasó? Oh, hold on, I got this. Hola. Yummy. So I walked up to this guy at the stand, and I was like, he reminded me of a tío, so I was like, hey, ¿qué onda, compa? ¿Cómo estás? And which is like, hello, friend, how are you? And he responded, what are you saying to me? I'm sorry, sir, I thought you were Mexican. No, I'm not a Mexican. I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. Greek? Shit, I was way off. I'm sorry, bro. It's late. I'm tired. Can I have 2 tacos? What do you mean, can I have 2 tacos? I just finished telling you I am not a Mexican. I am Greek. I do not sell taco. I sell gyro. Gyro? And then I remember seeing writing on the front of the cart, and I just thought it was like the guy's name or something, right? I was like, it spells it out. G-Y-R-O. Gyro. He got all pissy. It is not a gyro. It is gyro. That shit says gyro. It is gyro. Bro, I'm tired. It's late. What is a gyro? So then, she walks me into the doctor's office. I sit down, doctor walks in, and we spoke for an hour. In a nutshell, what he says is that he wants to take my stomach, which in his opinion is the size of an NFL football, and he wants to cut it and make it the size of a hard-boiled egg. Therefore, you only eat this much and you lose weight with time. Problem with gastric bypass is that if you don't stick to their program religiously, not only will you not lose weight, you will gain weight, and you'll have a series of complications. And then he asked, do you travel a lot? I'm like, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year. He goes, this is not gonna work for you. I'm like, I agree, I like 2 eggs. I said, well, what should I do? He goes, I don't know, but this isn't gonna work. So I left the office. I was bummed out, you guys. I get in my car. I was so depressed because I'm like, someone told me I got 2 years to live. Surgery's my last hope. And so I started crying. I was sad. I was in the car. I'm crying. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? And the only thing that could cheer me up was a drive-thru. And I know that sounds crazy. Some of you are like,
Isn't that what got you in that position to begin with?
yes, but it's the only thing that made sense. There's a reason why it's called comfort food. Think about that. Anytime you see someone eating a burger, they never look sad. They always look happy. You might look sad walking in, you might look sad walking out, but when the actual event of eating a burger is happening, life couldn't be better. That's right. My girl told me that I make sounds when I eat burgers. I didn't know. Apparently I do. I'm eating a burger and I'm like, She was like, are you eating that or are you eating that? Think about it. Who's sad when they're eating fast food? I'll tell you who's sad. The person eating a salad watching someone eat fast food. That's who's sad. So I pull up to this fast food restaurant with a big M on it. And the guy in the speaker's like, may I help you? And I'm crying. I'm like, you have no idea. What I eventually wound up doing, you guys, is I started low carbing. Now, I am not eating healthy by no means, okay? I still eat fast food every single day. And people question it.
How do you eat fast food and lose 100 pounds?
I'll give you an example. I'll go to a burger place and I'll order a double cheeseburger. I won't eat the bread. I won't eat the onions, the tomato, the ketchup. I'll eat the meat, the cheese, the mayo, the mustard, and I'll order up to 3 with like 3 diet sodas. And people go,
That's unhealthy. The cholesterol's gonna kill you.
I agree. But guess what? Cholesterol is gonna take 10 years to kill me. Diabetes is gonna do it in 2. Right now, I'm winning by 8. Hell yeah, that's called fluffy math, bro. There's a lot of people mad in here right now.
Fluffy found a loophole.
Yes. So I started low carbing, I started doing yoga, and I know that sounds like a joke right there. Yeah, some of you are like, he means yogurt. No, yoga. Freaking DDP help me. And then I started lifting weights, and it's kind of hard for me, guys, because now I have people at my shows telling me,
We're noticing there's a little difference. You're a little less fluffy. What's gonna happen if you keep losing weight? What are we gonna call you? What are we gonna call you?
I lift weights, call me Buffy, I don't care. The point is that I'm not trying to lose weight for vanity. Houston, I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how this is gonna go over, but I'm gonna say it. I would be an amazing gay partner. I would, all the way up until that one part, but even then. Have you ever driven a Lexus? Those are nice. Sometimes you gotta take one for your own team, I'm just saying. Now, in all seriousness, not to be funny, not to be disrespectful, let me tell you the reason why I would be an amazing gay partner. The level of communication between two men is so high, I might actually get an answer. There might be clarity and understanding. I might hear a yes, I might hear a no. Do you know how many relationships I have been in where I still don't know the outcome to certain conversations? Very simple yes or no questions. That's what I would do. Something as simple as, baby, you hungry?
Well, I haven't eaten yet, so I probably should eat something, but I'm not feeling it right now. But if I don't eat right now, you know how I'm gonna get later. So I guess it's probably a good idea if I start eating right now. But it really depends on the options. What do you think? Ah!
What about this one? Baby, where would you like to eat? You hear all the guys? Yeah. Finally! I'm not alone! Everybody's pointing at somebody right now. Guys, am I right? This has to be, you would think that this is the safest question in the world to ask, but it's not.
Well, just pick something. You know me, I'm go with the flow. Whatever you decide is okay with me. You know me already, just pick something.
All right, we're going to Burger King. I don't like Burger King. Why do we gotta go to Burger King? Burger King gives me chorro. Chorro is Mexican diarrhea. How about this one? How do you feel? Really? Really? You want to know how I feel? Well, you know, maybe if you'd pay attention from time to time, you might know how I feel. You might not need to have to ask me such a question because you would already know exactly how I feel. The amount of time and energy I've exhausted to let you know how I feel, and you have the nerve to ask me, how do you feel? Now imagine the exact same conversation between me and Mr. Lexus. Do you know how efficient that conversation would be? Hey, bro, you hungry? Thought you'd never ask. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. We're going to Burger King. I love Whoppers. Me too. We go to Burger King and we tear it up. We get back home and I ask him, hey, how do you feel? Horny. Me too. How do you? And while I'm doing this, I get the most random phone call I've ever gotten. My publicist calls me up and she's like, Gabe, Snoop Dogg is looking for you. Excuse me? Snoop Dogg, you know, I know who Snoop Dogg is, but what do you mean he's looking for me? Well, he's looking for, is he looking for me or is he looking for me? He's a fan and he wants to interview you. Oh, cool. Sounds good. What is it? I think it's some type of podcast. I'm in. Can I bring Frankie? Absolutely. Cool. So I hang up the phone
I'm excited. I want to tell my son. I'm like, Frankie, I'm walking towards your room. I'll be at your door in 3, 2, 1. Hey, all right, you're dressed. Good. Come on, let's go. Where are we going? Watch. We get in the car. And now we're off on this adventure to go do an interview with Snoop Dogg. You guys, let me tell you something. We get to the neighborhood and we're lost. The GPS says we're there, but we're lost. We're looking for a house and there's no house, just a big building. And so I'm like, this doesn't look like a podcast, really? So I pull up to the security gate. Tap the button on the wall. Security desk, can I help you? Hey, security desk, my name is Gabriel Iglesias, and I think I'm here to do an interview with Snoop Dogg. Okay, one moment. Oh, okay, this is it. Good. I'm so excited. Snoop Dogg, this is gonna be cool, right? Sir? Yes. Yes, hi, there is no Gilbert Ignatius on file. What? Could there be another name? Another name? I don't know, Fluffy maybe? And the gate starts to open. I'm like, oh my God, I'm officially in the rapper's world because my real name doesn't mean So we drive in. And we're passing all of these reserved parking spaces. Reserve. And we get to my space, which is basically an orange cone that has Fluffy handwritten on it. And a bunch of other names crossed off. So Frankie moves the cone, I park the car. We walk into the building. My publicist is waiting for me, right? And she's like, Gabe, you made it. Frankie, how are you? Listen, I just finished talking to Snoop. Wow. He is everything you think he is and just a little bit more. He is so sweet. I cannot believe he was charged with double murder. He told me to just walk you guys into the studio and he'll be right back. He said he had to go outside and get in the right headspace or something. Okay, cool. So she walks us into Snoop's studio. I'm thinking I'm there for a podcast. Come to find out, it's for a TV show. Snoop has a TV show where he interviews celebrities. Everyone in the room is waiting for Snoop to return. You can hear the small talk, you know. All of a sudden, everyone stands up. And I'm looking around like, what's going on? And I look at the door to see if Snoop's walking in and I don't see him. And I could see my son. I don't realize it, but Snoop is entering the room through a different door. I don't realize it till like the last second. I'm like, what are you? Oh! So I jump up, I push in my chair. I'm so nervous, I don't know how to address him. So I'm like, I felt stupid. Snoop walks over to me and he's so cool, you guys. He's so cool. He walks over to me and he grabs my hand. He's really strong. He pulls me in and he says, yo, what it do, baby boo? How you feel? Thank you for having me. Yeah. Can I sit down? For sure. I sit down, I look over, I see my son. My son's like... The difference between Snoop's show versus any other talk show I've ever done is that usually there's a person, like a producer or a director, who comes to you and gives you information, like how the show begins, topics you're gonna cover, how you go to commercial, how you come back from commercial. I've spoken to no one. Snoop just starts talking, and at some point they hit record. I'm waiting for action or a buzzer and something. Snoop just starts talking to me. Yo, what up, Big Fluff? Big Fluff? Oh, that's hey. Yo, you like music? Snoop, I love music. I love your music. Yeah, that's what's up. He opens up a laptop computer and then he hits play. And the next thing I know, we are listening to hardcore Mexican banda music. I mean hardcore. And you can hear gunshots in the song. And then a cow. And the whole time Snoop is like, I love it when he go moo. I feel like he's messing with me because I'm Mexican, right? So I called him out. I said, Snoop, do you understand what you're listening to? And he said this, and it scared me. He said, gangster recognize gangster. The reason why it scared me was because he was telling the truth. We were listening to actual Mexican cartel songs that don't play on the radio. And the fact that he knew that, the fact that his level of street knowledge in another language was that on point, I said, I gotta shut the hell up. Don't speak unless spoken to, that's the code. Next thing I know, Snoop reaches under the desk and he pulls out the biggest blunt I have ever seen. Oh, this sucker was huge. As soon as he pulled out that freaking blunt, I got excited because I wanted to grab my cell phone, okay? I wanted to grab my cell phone so that I could take a selfie of Snoop in the background being Snoop. So while I'm fumbling, trying to get my phone, Snoop starts talking to me again. Yo, Big Fluff. Yeah, what? Hit that while I hit this. I have a bus driver named Dave who has never received any credit, and he's been working for me for almost 10 years now. This man has successfully gotten me to every single comedy show on time without fail. If I had to describe him to you, okay? Dave looks like the word America. Not America, America. He's about 6 feet tall, he's white, he has a gray beard, and he wears a trucker hat. And he's gotta be one of the most hardworking people I have ever met. Now, when I say hardworking, hey, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year, so I know. Difference is, I fly home every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dave stays on that bus and he gets it to the next city where we meet him. He works anniversaries, holidays, special moments. Christmas time, I was with my family. Dave was driving that bus on the East Coast. New Year's, I was with my family. Dave was on the East Coast driving that bus. One of the hardest working people I've ever met. I just want to give him a shout out. In addition to being hardworking, he's very honest. Now, when I say honest, I don't mean, oh, he does his taxes right. I mean painfully honest, no filter honest. He talks the way people used to. He does not have time to mince words. He just calls it like he sees it. Before me, he used to work with a man by the name of Kenny G. Grammy Award winner, amazing, amazing music. One day, Kenny G was on his tour bus that Dave was driving, and I guess the two of them had a little discussion, and Kenny G used some words that Dave would have rather him not have used, and instead of getting into it with him, this is what Dave does. Kicked Kenny G off of his own bus. Because he would rather lose his job than lose his self-respect. And that's the man I work with. He's a bad dude. You guys are clapping, but you should have seen the interview. Oh man, it was a good one. He looks at me and he says, hey, let's get one thing straight. I don't give a who you are. You treat me right, I'll treat you right. You pay me on time, you'll live. Not to mention the fact that he keeps that tour bus squeaky clean. And he takes a lot of pride in that as well. One night, I was drinking on the bus, and I go to put my cup down, and I missed the table, and the cup hit the floor. I didn't get up right away to get the cup because I figured I'm gonna get up in a couple minutes and make myself another drink. I'll pick up the cup then. Dave sees the cup on the floor, and then he looks at me and says, "Hey, I ain't your mama. Pick that shit up." I get to the back of the bus and I'm like, wait a minute, I pay him. Hey, Dave, shut up. Yeah, I'll be in the back in my room. Thank you. Drive safe. And people tell me, you work with a man who talks that way to you? Why? Let me tell you why. Because he's honest. With Dave, you know exactly what you get. Nowadays, it is so hard for me to tell who's being genuine and who has an agenda. And with him, you know exactly where you stand. If he likes you, he loves you. And if not, you're on the curb with Kenny G. That being said, I have a story to share. About a year and a half ago, maybe longer, we're on the bus and we're heading down the highway. Just so you have kind of an understanding of the bus layout, let's say this is the front. Here's Dave, the driver, empty seat, and then a sliding door that goes in between him and the rest of the tour bus. My buddy Alfred and I are in the living room portion and we're watching TV. We're watching the news. And on the news, there's this person who is running for some type of office. No particular office. And I guess their big plan is to erect a structure between two bodies of land. Somewhere. And I guess they want one side of the structure to finance the entire project. Well, my buddy Alfred and I, we have a lot of family that works in construction, and we know a bad job when we see one. So we started to voice our opinion out loud about how we felt about this person and what they wanted to do. We're being very loud. So loud, Dave can hear us. And then we hear Dave. America. I yell out to Dave. I said, "Be quiet, Dave. This isn't about you." He taps a button on the dashboard that activates the sliding door. And when the door's about that far from closing, he yells out, "I'm building a wall." I couldn't even get upset because I was too much in shock over the fact that that came out of someone 4 feet away from me. My buddy Alfred and I, we look like chickens. We're like, my cell phone goes off. I take out my phone and there's a text message from Dave. And I said, "That's right, he better say I'm sorry. He better say just kidding." I open up the text message and it says, "And you're paying for it."
A lot has changed. Yeah.